Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and I'm going to kick this off straight away with a nice easy clip, and that is it's one of my most favourite cars. I had to put it in here because I just absolutely love this vehicle. The one in front turning right, that beautiful Aston Martin. Look at the lines on that. How could you not love a car like that? It's probably something I'll never own in my lifetime, but we all can dream on, can't we? We've all got our special cars, and that one is mine. Beautiful car, lovely car. Anyway, enough of the dreaming, enough of the messing about. Let's get into the first clip now coming up, and this one it's a bit darker on this one, and it's about a bike just coming up on the right hand side from the rear view camera. There is the guy there. He's got no protection on, no helmet, no nothing. It is quite dark, lights are all on, and as we look to the front end camera, you can see that we're coming up to crossing. We've got the lights, they change on us, they go red, and I think you know what's coming, don't you? I mean, why do you take this sort of chance? Certainly if you don't have any protection whatsoever, you're just basically asking for trouble. And there he goes, straight through the red light, totally ignores it. He's never going to stop there at all. He has no protective, low reflective gear on. He's asking for trouble. He carries on doing that malarkey. Anyway, let's move on to the next. Okay, this next clip, I'm afraid, is just another bike again, doing something they shouldn't be doing. You'll see him come down. I'm just going to freeze it. There it is. Again, no protection, no helmet, but he does have a balaclava on, and let's be honest about it, why would he be wearing a balaclava? He's not doing that for protection, is he? He's doing it so he doesn't get identified, because he's going to do stupid things, like what's coming up here. Red lights again, and flies through. Has absolutely no intention of stopping of those whatsoever, and is bolting down the road quite quickly. And he's only really just endangering himself, and even sometimes possibly the people crossing at the crossing. Okay, in this clip here, we're looking at vehicles coming out the left hand side on the roundabout. It's an early morning, it's very very busy, and my pupil doesn't have to ever practice about queues on the road these days. I mean, they're all over the place, aren't they? We all have to deal with them, I suppose. But it's how other people deal with the learner car which concerns me most of all, and frustrates me a wee bit. So we're feeding into the roundabout. Now the white car coming out on the left there, he is let out by the white car in front of us, and if you watch closely, there's lots of eye contact, and the guy coming out says thank you very much, much appreciative. It's a bit of courtesy on the road, and that's the way it should be done, to be honest. So when he comes out, you'll see what I mean. But it's the car behind that car coming out who, there you go, there's the acknowledgement, thanks very much. Now as we're moving along, he doesn't even make eye contact. He just literally pushes out right in front of our car. He's only watching the cars to our right, and not even giving us any courtesy whatsoever, or even eye contact as an acknowledgement that we're even there. And that's just a little bit low, I think, towards a learner car. But this is something we incur all the time on the road. Now I've just kept the back clip of that same scenario there to show you that as we're going around and we're feeding around this roundabout, and as we move on, the cars coming out of that road in the same position, you see that none of them actually push in. Even this white car that's coming around the roundabout now, there's a bit of space there. Now the person could have actually tried to push in there, did nothing of the sort. In fact, none of them do. They all wait patiently and then feed in properly. Okay, as we turn into from a T-junction here, it's about this van behind us. As we're making progress, we're the only two here on the road, while moving anyway, and we're coming up to some parked cars on the right and the left, and then the van decides to make a move here, far too close to us whatsoever, still on that white line, as you can see as he passes two cars on the left there. Now I want to look at that from the front view so you get a perspective of this, to show that it was totally and utterly unnecessary. This is the typical reason I do these videos most of the time, because of the abuse these learners get. He's keeping on his side of the road, and as you know, there's those two cars on the right hand side, and then he decides to overtake right at this particular point. He's very close, right on that white line, totally unnecessary. Look at the space he has in front. He could have waited to this point here and then passed us. That would have been safer, but he has no intention of showing the learner any safety or any courtesy, and that's totally bang out of order. Okay, on this clip here, this is where it's important to plan ahead and pay attention to detail, because what happens in front you eventually get to, and things happen and things change. Now what I'm going to do is, we're approaching a roundabout, but I'm just going to pause it briefly to show you that Audi there is indicating right. Now if you don't see that, it gets covered by the van, and as you approach you may think it's going straight on where the van has gone, but look, the indication has gone. But my pupil paid attention to that and paused and waited to see if they were going to go straight on, because they changed their mind, and they didn't. They went over the roundabout and turned right as they indicated in the first place. So it's important that if you do put your indicator on and it does accidentally slip off, it's very important that you reapply it, because other people could just miss that, and that is, in my opinion, a near miss avoided. Now on this clip here, I like this clip actually, because this shows how to do something correctly and how to do it, well, quite poorly. And what you're going to see first of all is someone driving a 4x4 who seems to know how to drive a 4x4 for a change, turning into this road. Here comes the vehicle now. Look where they place themselves, perfect at the point of turning, right in the centre of the road. And as they come into the road, you'll see they're coming perfectly on their side. That can't be done better. That's great. But look at that car. It's already turning, which should be turning there. And then that comes in and cuts right across the road, and that's the poor way to do it. It's actually even a smaller car than the one in front. So hats off to the one in front, some good driving, and unfortunate, take some more lessons, the one behind, because that's not very good indeed. Pulling right in front of us. That's why we stopped a little bit early, as in not to get in any form of conflict. Good clip that, I think. Okay, in this clip here, this is a familiar bit of road which is called the Mad Mile. You've probably seen it on other clips, and it's about this van coming down on the left hand side as you see it, right hand side of the road. Not doing anything wrong, you might say. No, it's not, it's just overtaking everybody. I've left the back clip open just so you can see as we're moving out ourselves that there's only two vehicles behind, and there's absolutely acres of space to get over to the left hand lane or right as you see it. So looking at the front camera, now you've seen what's going on behind, you're going to see the van come flying past on the right hand side, and as I said, not doing anything. There's the warning signs for the roundabout. Loads of markings on the road depending on which direction you're going. We're going straight on to Sutton, and we're in the correct lane, as you will see by the markings on the road. And believe it or not, this van does not want to go to Sutton. He gets reminded on the road that this is for right only, and just right at the roundabout he sticks his left indicator on. This has got to be one of the worst parts of planning or negligence of looking at any form of road markings and sign that I've seen in quite a while actually. Fortunately, the people on the left, they let him in, as we have to do for these numpties all the time, but can't pay attention or look. Okay, this is a one-way system. This is just about impatience really. Most people, the initiated, can deal with this type of thing. It's the 4x4 coming down on the left as you see it, a bit quicker than they should be, but learners don't often have to deal with this when they're learning to drive and are not really aware of it. I clocked this coming down, pretty much knew he was going to push in. It's just the body language of the car really, it says everything. If you have a look at the front, he then passes us, and then as he's coming up here, not a lot of room, and then just punches right into the left. That was a bit closer than it looked. Again, it's just unnecessary move really. He could have given the learner a little bit more courtesy, but we get very little at the best on the road. Most people, you know, qualified drivers will deal with that with a pinch of salt, but learners, they have a bit more of a hard time of it when they come across such driving. Okay, this clip here, I'm just going to let this play out. I'm actually not going to say anything at all, to see what you make of it. We were simply being courteous to that first driver because they'd wait for a few cars, so we let them through, but you can always trust a good old Audi to take the P and then push through as well when they didn't have priority. Okay, kids leaving school here. It's getting a bit darker as the year wanes on, and you've got to watch out for some don't pay attention, and that's what we've got going on here. So first of all, what we're looking at is these kids up on the left at this crossing point on the road. Right there. And she's seen us, that girl. She has seen us coming up the road and she has to make a decision. And I think personally it's a poor decision. But here we go. She runs across the road. I think that is a bit silly. Kids are smart. They acknowledge us when we stop. Paying attention to the road. Look at it. He's even looking to the left carefully. Yeah, they've been taught right. The girl, I don't think she's been taught anything at all as far as crossing the roads go. Took high risk there when there's no risk at all. And not only that, there's a pedestrian crossing just a little bit further up the road where it is a hell of a lot safer than trying to negotiate somewhere in the middle of the highway. And again, that young lad there making sure that we're stopping before they cross. There's some smart kids out there and some not so smart or not paying attention. Anyway, thanks guys for watching the video. It's much appreciated. Keep an eye out for those learners out there, won't you? Please like and subscribe, very much appreciate it. And as you well know, it does help the channel a lot, and appreciate all of those that have subscribed. Take care for now, and bye bye.